The art of being humble. What is humble? What is that? Humble is to understand that you're no greater than your creator. Let me say that again. Humble is to understand that you're no greater than your creator. Humble is knowing that you don't have to boast about what you can do. You don't have to boast about your accomplishments and your achievements. Humble is being steadfast in who you are and your identity because you know what you're capable of. Humble is not muting your power. Humble is not being a nice guy. Humble is not denying yourself of your own power. That's not being humble, that's being weak. So, one big misconception about being humble is denying your own power, denying that you know you have a God given gift or God given gifts and denying them. That's not being humble. That's being weak. That's being fearful. That's not having faith. That's lacking self belief because you don't trust yourself to take a chance on those gifts because you can't, or you believe you can't handle the responsibility of what those gifts will bring you. For a long time, I went through this myself. I understood that I have a drive, I have a fire inside of me that just can't, like, it cannot be put out. I could maintain it, I could keep my composure, I could dim it, but ultimately, this burning in my chest, this intensity, as I've grown older, I've learned to let it out more and more and more and more and more. But when I was younger, I didn't understand that this fire was actually a good thing. If you read a book called Relentless by Tim Grover, it's talking. He talks about the concept of the dark side inside of you that's not meant to be tamed or that doesn't want to be tamed. This is that fire. This is Kurama in Naruto. This is, the ape in Dragon Ball Z. It's that deep passion that you know you could do anything, that you have the belief to do anything. But when you deny this power because you're scared of gaining everything you want in your life, you desire in your life, that's not being humble, that's being weak. You're afraid. You feel as if you gain all this, you'll lose who you are. And to be quite frank with you, you will. But you'll upgrade, you'll level up. But if you constantly deny your power, you constantly deny your gifts, the Most High will take them because you're not using them. You're like a stock, like an investment that's not bringing anything back, anything positive back. Why would I keep putting my money there? It doesn't make any sense. It's not growing. Why would I keep watering a plant that refuses to grow? That's not being humble. That's being fearful. So we're going to talk about the art of being humble. We're going to talk about self-love. All right? A lot of us, myself included, I would let other people take control of things when I knew that, quite frankly, I would do better if I led the situation. I would do better if I spoke out, if I included my own thoughts and opinions and ideas and I shared them. You know, I denied myself of these things, even though I know I had the talent because I've seen glimpses of what I could do and what I could be. I thought because, oh, well, I have to be humble, I have to be humble. That that meant denying myself. No, it meant allowing myself to express myself and keep control of that fire that I have inside of me so that way I could be a light for everyone else. Once you become a light, once you become someone who's magnetic or glowing, you're gonna attract the right people into your life. And what I mean by that is that people that are negative, they're not gonna be around, want to be around you. That's what I mean by attract. I'm not talking about like people are just gonna spawn into your life, and the Most High may allow that to happen, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you're gonna be able to filter out the wrong people from your life, and that's truly what attraction is. You're gonna vibe with the right people, and with the wrong people, you're gonna understand that there's no connection between y'all whatsoever, right? To be humble, you have to acknowledge the Creator. You have to acknowledge the Most High. There's no way that you don't see the order and the structure of the way the world was made and don't think, there's a Creator out there. The world has too much order. So, most times, as I was taught, if you're an atheist, if you're someone that doesn't believe in a creator, first of all, you could click off my channel. I really don't give a shit. Number two, you have a big ego. Number three, you probably mad about something that happened in your life and you blame the Most High for it, which is something a lot of people go through. It's unfortunate, but that's just how life is. You have to acknowledge that there's someone greater than you out there, and this will allow you to let go of that control that you have or that you think you have. We have the illusion of choice, but it's all under the jurisdiction of the Most High. It's all under the jurisdiction of the Lord. He ultimately allows things to happen for our greater benefit, if it be His will, because we perceive things to be bad, but in the grand scheme of things, these things may build us up into better men, whether it's breakup, loss of someone, loss of a business, loss of a job, you know, these things will build us up. So once we start looking at it in that lens, we begin to see, okay, maybe these things that are happening to me right now, they're not so bad. They're building me up for something greater, right? And I mentioned denying your power. You were given gifts. You were given ideas. Why do you deny them? You're scared of the responsibility. You're scared of what the responsibility of what this power will bring you. Because most people that are driven and ambitious, they have talent, but they hold themselves back because they fear to lose who they are at that moment. They feel like they'll become prideful. And that's not the case, because I had to go through that myself. I had to overcome that slump of I felt like I'd become arrogant. I felt like I'd become prideful. It didn't happen to me. It made me humble. It made me even more the humble, I guess you could say. It gave me more humility to understand that, wow, okay, the Most High has increased me in power. He's changed me into a better man. And I accepted that I had gifts and talents that nobody else has. But that doesn't mean I think I'm better than anybody else. It just means I understand that I was gifted with different things and other people were gifted with other things as well. And it's beautiful to be able to share that. It's beautiful to be able to share that with others, especially your brothers. So you have to embrace, you have to accept who you are. You have to accept those talents and gifts that only you know you have. You know, me, I've always had a crazy amount of self belief, faith, faith in the Most High, faith in the abilities that He gave me. That if I truly set my mind on anything, I could overcome my mind and succeed. And I failed multiple times, and I still believe that. I've gained some success. Ultimately, I'm not where I want to be, but I've gained success. I've gained experience. I've fallen on my ass multiple times. And that's never shaken my self belief for long periods of time. Yes, I'll be trodden down, but as the scripture says, a just man will get back up 7 times. And that's only because the Most High is with me, to be honest with you. But the art of being humble is not denying yourself. It's actually freeing yourself. It's actually telling yourself the truth, which would be number 3. Tell yourself the truth. You know what you're capable of. You know that you're capable of a lot. You know that you're a creator, a leader, a builder, a guide. You may even have a crazy idea that nobody else has done, but you're not willing to take a chance on it because it might fail. That's not being humble. That's being scared. You know, humble is also not holding back your word when something needs to be said. The scripture says that, if you're wise, if you have knowledge on something, speak on it. Don't hold it back. Like, why are you holding it back for? Like, that's an opportunity to show who you are. That's an opportunity to help somebody else grow. Or it may be an opportunity to gain more self-respect for yourself when you stand up for yourself, when someone's trying to punk you or do something for you and do something evil to you. You know? It's an opportunity to prove to yourself that you could stand up for who you are. Being humble is not ignoring that shit and letting yourself get disrespected. I'm not saying be stupid either and start a fight over some person that's probably not even worth it. But what I am saying is it's not being ignorant, it's not being weak, because you could still stand up for yourself without extreme amount of confrontation. It's also not going out of your way to be everybody's doormat, aka be nice. That's not being humble, that's being weak. To be nice, when you look at the word nice, the etymology, the origin of the word nice, it's to be a fool. That's why that that phrase, nice guys finish last, has that underlying tone to it. Because when somebody gets called nice, that person, it like almost bends over backwards for other people, unfortunately. And a lot of people take advantage of that. I'd prefer to be kind than to be nice. Kindness is that ability to do good for others, to help others out. But it's understanding that you're not going to compromise yourself, compromise your integrity, compromise the boundaries and the rules that you have for yourself. That's kindness. That's true humility, that you won't betray yourself. And that's going to give you respect. That's truly being humble, is to tell yourself the truth, tell others the truth, because this will allow you to stay confident in who you are. If you can't be confident in yourself, you truly can't be that humble. You're going to be too unstable to embrace who you are. You're not going to be rooted in your identity. So you're always going to be shaky, like a wave just crashing. Like scripture calls it, a double-minded man. So you have to embrace who you are. You have to embrace your gifts. You have to free yourselves of the shackles of this world, of limiting beliefs and doubts and fear, especially fear, which is another video topic I will go over. To be humble is truly self-love. It's to be calm, it's to be composed, it's to understand that the Most High is making things better for me. And if you're not sure, ask Him. If you're not sure how to succeed, ask Him. And then go ask others. How did you get to where you got to? That's being humble. It's taking a chance on yourself. It's understanding I've been given all this power and I'm not going to flex it. Instead, I'm just going to make sure that I get up every day, do what I'm supposed to, and get to the destination that I'm supposed to get to. That's being humble. That's the art of being humble. It's not being weak. It's not being nice. It's understanding the strength that's been given to you. It's understanding the power that you have inside of you.